Ah! Hello, everybody.
Oh my god.
Welcome
right.
to the podcast.
No. 3, 2, 1.
4.
Hello, everybody. Dude. I was ready.
Sorry. Hey, let's do it right this time. Come on, Jake. Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Garden of Sports Baseball Podcast. This is your Week 7 prep episode. And if you know, you know. We go over our surprises of the week, key pickups, watch list with a quick hook, like guys you're going to grab if they have one more good game. And then we go over deep league moves along with stream options, kind of the same category. And at the end, we'll go over buy low, sell high if you're a big trade person. So, anyway, Zach, how was your week?
Well, it was great, and just how you ended that, I definitely am a big trade person, so I can't wait to listen to this.
You've made a trade this year, haven't you, or two?
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm a big trade guy, so
Oh
can't
my
wait
god!
can't wait to hear how I can make some big trades.
Yeah. What are your surprises of the week, bro?
Oh yes. Well, first of all, it was great getting to actually hang out at your place this week. I was able to stop off in my travels by your place, and we were able to hang out. That's great. That was awesome. Really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we thought about doing a middle of the week episode, but it was just, work week, and
we were enjoying each other's company way too much. Watching
oh my gosh, yes.
Watching cracked trailer videos.
Oh, YouTube. We played some Fort.
It was awesome.
Got some burritos.
Oh my gosh.
Favorite Mexican restaurant.
That was the best burrito I've ever had. I'm not even lying.
We'll get it anytime you come down. We get it like once a week.
Oh my gosh.
It's like seriously, it's like $14 to feed both of us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You could pay cash.
Hell yeah. No, that was anyway. Great. So that was really fun. Glad we got to do that. But down to baseball business here.
Down to brass tacks.
My surprises started off with Nick Pavetta, the journeyman pitcher on who's he on now? Boston, I believe.
Yep, he's on Boston.
And Nick Pavetta does this, but the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and again. But he had a great start this week. He pitched a complete game, scored 38 fantasy points. Maybe consider him for a stream while he's hot right now, but it's a surprise because Pavetta has just done this his whole career.
A surprise, to be sure. We're getting that on the voice chat thing.
Yes, indubitably.
No, but, it's the Star Wars quote.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nice.
God,
but he's done this his whole career where he'll look like really good, really promising, and then he'll put up a bunch of duds, and it's pretty much the last 5 years of him in fantasies where you want to pick him up because you think, okay, he's starting to put it together, and then he just, I would not be surprised if his next start is booty cheeks. So, proceed with caution.
Got a good team behind him.
Well, he had a good team in Philadelphia.
It seems like, but Boston's we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. They're just all these old pitchers that they grabbed, they're giving them some juice or something. They're all having kind of renaissance years. Maybe I'm thinking of the Cardinals, but maybe Boston's also doing something similar because who's the other old timer on Boston that we were talking about?
I'm not sure, but I know they have Chris Sale, but he's always actually hurt lately.
No, not Chris Sale. It was this guy's 39. Gosh, you can't select team in Yahoo. How dumb is that? I have to go to freaking ESPN.
Wow.
But
yeah, while you're looking for that, Nick Pavetta though, just always, kind of disappointing whenever you actually do pick him up. And
they have Eovaldi, they have Michael Wacha. Those are both old timers.
Yeah,
they're both pretty owned pitchers. Wacha's a little lower for sure, but He's having a really 1.76 ERA, 1.01 WHIP. Like this guy's 38.
Maybe Boston just has a really good pitching coach.
That's what that too. It's like Boston.
It's kind of the same with the Cardinals White Sox too. They get older guys to pitch pretty well, it seems.
Yeah, but I'm saying like these older pitchers are on like Boston, the Cardinals, and no, those are probably the old time teams.
Well,
and the best pitching coaches are like Tampa Bay. Who else gets the best out of their pitchers? Tampa Bay always like makes their guys look like aces.
I think Houston does kind of that too.
Houston's right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they get these guys out of, from not highly thought of guys that come and pitch really well for them, like Luis Garcia. Mm-hmm. I don't think he was like Christian Javier was like their best pitching prospect, and then Luis Garcia comes like out of the woodwork.
Mm-hmm.
That's just stuff like that. It's crazy. But Nick Pavetta.
Back to Pavetta.
Yeah, back to Pavetta.
This took me a 20-hour episode.
Great start. But just like we said, he always does this stuff. So if you already had him and you started him, good on you. He might. There's a good possibility he doesn't put up 38 fantasy points in the start again this season. So you just gotta decide. That's why that's a surprise for me. So moving on to my hitting surprise, Cole Calhoun. 44 fantasy points this week, 5 dingers, 7 RBIs, had a great week. I think this guy you can definitely pick up right now as a stream because, who doesn't want some outfield depth? And you could drop him at any time, so like I think he definitely, while he's hot, hitting 5 dingers in a week, who knows how much longer he can keep up this hot streak, because Cole Calhoun in his career is a very streaky guy, so you kind of want to get him while he's in the midst of this hot streak here.
Art, if you jump down here, sorry, my cat's about to jump on my laptop. I will kill you. Anyway, I don't beat my cats, I swear to God.
He doesn't. I can confirm.
No, but Cole Calhoun, dude, he definitely always has a power run, and I think this is just the time to grab him for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then he'll fall off, but we know what he is.
Yeah.
My surprises, and I own both of them because I'm just a genius.
Oh, sorry. We spent too much time on my surprises. We got to skip this here.
Yeah. No. This is my time. Trevor fucking Story, dude. Just starting to write the book. 61.5 fantasy points this week.
I like it. Was it nonfiction?
Yeah, it was fiction for the first couple months. Because it was trash, but this book has really come together. I mean, we're talking Hobbit levels of.
Oh wow!
Really start like a whole series.
Wow, I love it.
61.5 fantasy points on the week. 31 of those points came in one day. In that game, he went 4 for 4, 5 runs, 3 home runs, 7 RBI, 1 stolen base, 13 total bases. I just had to blow him for that game.
Yeah,
jumped from ranked 250 in our points league to rank 59 as of today. The week's not even over.
Yeah, he leapfrogged a bunch of guys, and now he's where we he's literally where we thought he would be like for the season. Like he's settled in nicely to his season rank now, I think.
Definitely. You thought he would at least be in the top 100, and he's finally there.
All he needed to do was put up 61.5 fantasy points. We knew he could do it. It wasn't a big ask.
Yeah. Well, his confidence is back. He's on a new team. Like everybody on a new team, I feel like takes some time to adjust.
Yeah, and he's adjusting to the weather as well.
Yeah, and he on the year .226 batting average, 6 home runs, 28 RBI. That's huge. 5 stolen bases.
Yeah.
So
that average, still climbing, still could be a little better, but if he's hitting dingers and stealing bases, it doesn't so much. You don't so much worry about the average as much.
Yeah, Boston as a team is just finally heating up. They had a rough first couple months, but it looks like they're about to go into a bit of a win streak here.
Yeah, I'd say so, man. With Trevor fucking,
they have a big 3.
Story. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
And then my pitchers, we don't normally do this, but 2 weeks in a row for me, Martin Perez, continues his dominance. He was only still 25% owned as of the end of last week because everybody knew his next start was Houston.
Yeah.
And you usually don't want to start him, but then he goes out and he pitches 9 innings. He does get 7 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 31 fantasy points. He brought his ERA down from 2.2 to 1.64, 1.01 whip, 38 strikeouts. This is what I said last week. One of the two guys, Jose Quintana or Martin Perez, was legit. It looks like Perez is the legit one.
Well, I would have banked on Martin Perez because I just feel like I definitely know who Quintana is. I've just seen it for too long. And I've seen him be bad very recently, multiple seasons now. So I figured if there was one that I'd put my money on, it would have been Perez, even though, he's older as well.
Yeah,
but,
dude. He's been in the league 10 years, and a lot of people, that's why nobody was grabbing him either, is because they're like, we know who this guy is.
Yeah.
That's why he was still only 20% owned. Now he's up to 50%. He's still available. But yeah, we'll keep talking about him more throughout the episode. Let's get to
and then, next week he'll go out and give up 5 dingers against Seattle, so you never know in baseball.
I don't know, dude. This guy looks...
No, he looks legit. Yeah, it's
we'll
2 weeks
see, though,
in a row in the top, is one of the top pitchers, so that's definitely a surprise for sure, even though it's 2 weeks in a row for you.
Surprise, to be sure.
Yes, we'll see if he makes your surprise 3 weeks in a row.
I won't do it 3 weeks in a row.
So maybe he'll be my surprise next week.
Oh my god! But yeah, key pickups, bro. I want to take on hitters, and you take on pitchers, bro. But a lot of these hitters. So
our first hitter.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! I got it wrong.
So this guy was on our watch list for basically the whole season so far, because he was kind of drafted at the end of drafts, and then he got COVID. And he was dropped by everybody. But Mikey Ostremski, outfielder for the Giants, starting to heat up. And last year he was legit all year, so I don't get why people aren't taking him seriously this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's always. I was surprised at how low he was in the draft boards because I know he's older. Everybody always knocks him because he was a late bloomer in the league. I think his rookie year he was 28 or something like that.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that, he was, think about he was drafted back when, if you just put it into context, he was drafted back when San Francisco won those 3 titles in 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
So of all the talent they had on that team, the only reason he didn't come up during that time was because they were stacked, winning 3 championships in 5 years. And they didn't do the thing where they trade one of their prospects for another player at a deadline. They kept their prospect, and they had some space open up, and they were able to get him up. That doesn't mean, that's not a knock on him that he was, kind of locked in the minors because San Francisco always had a very deep outfield. That shouldn't be a knock on Ostremski just because he's a little older. He always had tons of talent. And then he's come up, and he's always been a guy ever since he came up that rookie year a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. He's always had a high batting average that you always like. He's always had a pretty good on base percentage. Just, he gets on the hot streaks with the dingers, which makes him, he's not hitting dingers all the time, which is why he kind of isn't always super highly owned. But when he gets hot, he can hit dingers with the best of them. And I mean, like we see here, 296 batting average on the season, only 39 or 36% owned. This is definitely a guy that should be higher owned. I think he's proven that he's a big league hitter.
Yeah, if you're in a 3 outfield league, then no, obviously. But we're talking about 5 outfielder leagues where this is your last outfielder. This is a great end of your outfield. This is and last year he was over 80% owned. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He broke out. He was playing every day, and now this year, just because he had COVID, I guess people forgot about him, but
I don't know what the reason is, honestly, because I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was in our draft when I saw him come up in like I don't know what round, like the 18th round or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even after that, I was
he
surprised.
was the legit Jason's last pick.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty crazy. He was far and away, like, that was an easy pick for Jason to make at that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm close to grabbing him. I actually have the Arizona rookie, so I have him for the upside, but for a floor outfielder, Ostremski is like the guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on. Christian Walker.
I have to wait till Monday because I used all my moves for this week.
Well, yeah. Wait, who do you have in the bottom of your outfield? Just for the listeners.
For the listeners, it's a real treat for you guys, I guess, this week.
Oh my gosh.
My team. Let's see if my internet cooperates today. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to keep stalling here. So how's your day? How's your day, listeners? Okay, I got it. I don't care about your day anymore, listeners.
Benintendi.
Yeah, Benintendi, Blackman,
Jock
Peterson. I'm thinking about maybe if he lasts, dropping Peterson for Ostremski. Because I still like Benintendi's upside this season because he's still batting over 300 and he's starting to hit some dingers and getting some stolen bases.
Yeah, Jock Peterson's definitely your bottom.
Yeah, I picked him up for dingers and then he's hit no dingers since I picked him up. So that's how it goes for.
Dang,
for
you didn't capitalize on Blackman. Damn.
What do you mean?
Well, we were talking about selling high on him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I am kind of high on. I kind of want to see if Blackman can do something. I'm kind of thinking he can give me something.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to hold him, but I might still try and swing.
For sure.
Still try and move him, but yeah. Anyways,
let's keep this moving.
Christian
Walker ranked 42 in points leagues, .201 batting average, 10 home runs, 19 RBI, only 28% owned. So
yeah,
if you're weak at first base / third base, this guy can fill in or just be your utility. But he's a hot hitter right now, and I mean, rank 42, that's a must grab no matter what's going on. I mean, maybe you know who he is. He'll slow down, but right now he's not. So we talked about him. He's already been grabbed in our competitive league, but it still took a while. I mean, we've been talking about him for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's just everybody knows what he is. He's a power guy.
Yep.
And points leagues, it's totally worth it. And even in categories, if you need home runs, you grab Christian Walker.
I almost, a couple weeks ago before Mancini started, heating up, I almost dropped Mancini for Walker, but I kept on to Mancini. So
I mean, that's still better.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have done that either.
I think it was a good move, but at that point,
Yeah.
Mancini was doing absolutely nothing. This is right before he started going on kind of that tear that he went on to bring his average up.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was okay, I guess I just can't get Walker because I'm stacked at first and third base. Well, not stacked, but I got players I don't want to drop, like Matt Chapman.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, dude. Cole Calhoun, Zach went over him in surprises, but
yeah,
44 fantasy points this week, 5 home runs, .243 batting average, 6 home runs on the year, 14 RBI, only 20% owned.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's another power grab. And then next up, Nolan Gorman, already 50% owned. He's a top prospect for the Cardinals at third base. He's .400 batting average, so he's only played a couple games here, but seriously, a lot of people are grabbing him, and he's a power guy. He's not getting you stolen bases. Everybody knows what he is, supposed to be. So, and a lot of people obviously have faith if they're grabbing because I have that Arizona top prospect, and he's not even this owned yet. So, go out and get you some Gorman. He's even available in our league, Zach. So,
you're out, Gorman.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're gonna need to make that.
That's a deep cut right there.
Yeah, that is a deep cut. Now, let me know if I'm saying this right. Adley Rutschman.
I think it's Root Shaman.
Is it?
No.
Oh my god.
I think it's either Rutschman or Rutschman. So either one of those. I think
Rutschman
it's
sounds
right.
right.
I'd go Rutschman.
Okay.
I don't see the umlaut over the U, so maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're weak at catcher, we try to go over one catcher a week. that can fill in for you. He's MLB's top catching prospect since Buster Posey is how they're saying it. Many consider a generational talent. Don't wait and scooping him. Do you know how owned he is, Zach? I know you already scooped him.
Yeah, I did scoop him. I have him pulled up here right now. He is 68% rostered. Yeah. So he was already highly rostered at the start of the season. He was like 40% because a lot of leagues, some leagues in Yahoo he was not active, NA or whatever. A lot of teams have an NA slot, so a lot of people were still drafting him. And yeah, he just shot up, over the last couple of days because they were saying they're bringing him up. And he didn't wait. He had his first hit and his first walk and three total bases in his first game. He did really well. So like, I feel like this is going to be something that you should not wait on. If he's available, you should go get him. If you have if you don't have a great catcher already. Yeah. This is a guy that this is a great option for you to go get right now off the waiver wire. He's still low enough rostered where it's worth a go and check on your waivers.
For sure. Yeah, I think you almost have to unless you have a top 5 catcher.
Yeah, I would say
this is a must grab.
Yeah, exactly. I agree, and I am going to be going with 2 catchers because I got Real Muto. And I got this guy, but the only reason I did it was because I feel like, well, obviously Rutschman's going to be good, but like Real Muto is eligible at first base, so I can still play both of these guys at the same time. So
for sure,
I'm gonna roll with the 2 catcher system. It's a system that doesn't always work out, but I'm hoping it works out for Big Daddy Zach.
For sure. Yeah, and I wanted to talk about a couple more guys that'll fill in your infield more. We've talked about a lot of outfielders here and some power hitters at first base and catcher. But these guys, Andreas Jimenez, Cleveland, second base, shortstop eligibility, 61% owned, so he might not necessarily be available, but he's still low enough where you could maybe get him. .310 batting average, 4 home runs, 20 RBI, 3 stolen bases. I mean, this is very serviceable numbers.
Well, we should have put in both of our surprises just the Cleveland hitting in general this season so far. It's been pretty damn good, which a lot of people thought was going to be booty cheeks.
Yeah, they have a lot of great on-base kind of players. I mean,
these guys just coming out of the woodwork, literally. Nobody thought any of these guys were going to be anything.
Yep, this guy, Jimenez, they have Stephen Kwan, who's kind of he's a on-base guy, no power, just on base. He's an outfield rookie. Then they have that first baseman also, he's got a very high batting average too. He's also owned.
I know exactly who you're talking about. The guy that just
we're not even talking about him, but
but the guy that destroyed the White Sox. Hit that grand slam. Yeah, the guy that hit the grand slam.
Owen Miller?
And the 3-run homer. Not Owen Miller, the other one, the first base.
I was thinking of Owen Miller. Owen Miller also has a very high batting average. You're talking about Josh Naylor?
Yeah, Josh Naylor.
Yep. A lot of these guys just have very good numbers, like you said. But anyway, this guy's available in 39% of leagues. Go check him out.
Hell yeah.
And then Colton Wong, also a little more owned, but need to talk about him because I don't even know if we got a chance to talk about him last week.
Thought we mentioned him, but
he's up to rank 103 in points leagues, .233 batting average, 3 home runs, 13 RBI, 8 stolen bases.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty well-rounded stats right there.
64% owned. So if you need another infield second base, if you're weak at second base, this is a great grab because the Brewers are doing really good this year.
If you're not in a league that is all about if you're in a rotisserie league, this guy is must own because of the stolen bases. But if you're in a points league, this guy screams perfect streaming option if you need somebody on like a Sunday.
Well, and just if you don't have a second base.
Well, and that as well, but like if you're like a top team in your league, like cruising by, and you happen to be in a close matchup, Colton Wong is like he's a perfect streaming option with like all these like middle of the road, pretty good stats where you think he'll get you positive points every time. That's a perfect streaming option for me, where he'll get you like 2 or 3 every day, and then he'll have some days where he hits a dinger or 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, you want to take on pitchers?
Yeah, pitchers. All right, so top pitcher, key pickup, Martin Perez. Like Jake was mentioning earlier in his surprises for the second week in a row. I mean, geez, come on, have some original content.
It's only 51% owned.
I'm just kidding. 1.6 ERA, 1.01 WHIP, 38 Ks, 51% owned. This guy obviously should be owned right now with 2 really good weeks in a row as like a top pitcher in most leagues. Go Scoop. And then we've been talking about this guy for a couple weeks in a row now as well.
Yep.
Drew Rasmussen on the Tampa Bay Rays. Very, very respectable 2.33 ERA, an outstanding .91 WHIP, 34 strikeouts, 71% owned. Go and check.
Yeah,
he's available. In here. He's available in just about 2/3 of leagues, or just about a third of leagues. So
yeah, I threw him in here because 71 is high, but that's still it's low for him.
It's still enough to warrant to go check your waivers.
If this is your worst pitcher, you're winning.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Look at this guy. How is he only 71% owned? He should be 90% owned.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my beef.
Then we got Jeffrey Springs, a really good 1.32 ERA. Jesus, a .8 WHIP, 27 strikeouts, 12% owned. Who the hell is this guy, Jake?
Tampa Bay Rays pitcher.
Oh, of course.
They turned. That's what I'm saying. They turned into a. Looks like might become a full-time starter here because I believe he was filling in, but now he's up to 12% owned. It just looks legit, dude. I don't know. He's rocking the beard. I like it. Okay. This last start was 24 fantasy points against Baltimore. It was Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
Start before that was 12 fantasy points against Toronto, but he only had 4.2 innings.
He got you positive points against Toronto. He got you positive points against the Angels. 2 good offenses. So I mean, I'll take that as a win, right?
Next is the Yankees, so it's going to be a test.
Yeah,
but this is kind of a guy like you. If you need to you want to take a flyer on some high upside, I mean, you do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hard to pass.
And then we got Reed Detmers, the rookie on the Angels. 4.1 ERA, slightly above average, but he has a really good .89 WHIP. So I mean, he's still putting some things together, getting you positive points still. I think that, like Jake was saying about Rasmussen, if this guy's like your last pitcher, like your bottom pitcher, you're probably doing pretty good. I think and the youngness of him, I think, is intriguing just because this is his rookie season and he already threw a no-hitter. So he's a very intriguing guy for me. I'd be interested in adding him myself.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Matthew Liberator. Had a shaky debut, but he's the top prospect for the Cardinals. So, I mean, he kind of did get rocked. So, I mean, this is more of like you need some faith with this one. Like, you got to really believe it deep in your soul, deep in your plums.
Oh, you know what? Take this. We regret this decision making. He was just optioned to AAA.
Okay.
7:41 a.m.
Okay. Well, our Garden of Sports insider got to us a little late this morning, so we're gonna have to find.
I mean, he could still get a new guy. He still might get another chance in the future, but yeah, this is not a grab. My bad.
All right, not a grab.
He would if he did better, maybe, because it was Pittsburgh, so everybody grabbed him to stream against Pittsburgh, and he did shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, Clay Holmes.
Yeah. So then we got Clay Holmes.
Which this is on you. I don't know if I believe
reliever on the Yankees. Is he overtaking Chapman for the closer spot with 2 saves this last week and in the last 2 save opportunities?
I did read an article about how Chapman isn't as good as we think, and there's some underlying numbers that show he could be worse. So
yeah, they've been saying that for it feels like they've been saying that for 3 years.
Well, this had some convincing arguments, Zach.
I mean, I feel like I've read that article. They wanted to get they wanted to get some clicks, huh? It seemed like it worked.
Yeah, right. No, I don't think he will pass because they have a huge respect for Chapman. Like Chapman would really have to mess up.
Yeah, I mean, until he actually messes up, what do those expected stats mean? Nothing.
Well, his numbers are up. Like overall, I mean, 2.63 ERA is bad for him.
Yeah, but for a closer, always in high leverage situations, that's not a terrible ERA.
Yeah, but we're
closer.
talking about the guy who has been maybe the number one closer for 10 years.
Yeah, he throws
around
gas.
there. So usually he's under a 1, but now he's not anymore, and his whip is up. So he's not what he used to be, but he's still the closer of like the best team in the league.
But I mean, if Chapman's still getting saves every week, those expected stats mean absolute not shit. You know, like
until he keeps getting blown up. He's been blown up here.
But he's still getting saves.
week.
He's worthy of being owned still. Until he's not getting saves anymore.
Well, then what's your argument for Clay? Because you're the guy who's...
Well, I wanted to have a debate. You know, that this is the debate with Clay Holmes. That's the reason he's on here. I mean, I'm not saying that I fully believe it. I just wanted us to have the discussion. Yeah,
I'm not, because there's Clay Holmes and Michael King are like the relievers right under Chapman, and they've both done really well this year in middle relief.
But it seems like they really like King though in that setup role. They can bring him out in the 6th. He can pitch 2 innings. Then they bring out either Holmes for the 8th and 9th, or just the 8th. You know, they can use those 3 guys, King, Holmes, and Chapman. They could bring them in and they could start using those 3 at the 5th inning, and they can cruise to the end of the game.
Well, looking at it more, it looks like Holmes does have the best ERA out of the 3, best whip out of the 3. He's the number 9 ranked reliever in all of fantasy for points leagues. So
yeah,
he is rosterable if you're looking for.
And the saves would make him.
Saves.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's definitely rosterable. It's just I've been playing this game already with the middle relievers that have been getting some saves, and then they'll do good for you for a couple weeks, and then all of a sudden they don't. The team, the coaching management doesn't throw him into a save role for another month. So
right,
I've actually been dropping those types of guys like Whitlock on Boston. I think I might have had King at one point.
Yeah.
And then I might have had Duvall at one point, but I think he is the closer now for you, for the Giants. But yeah, while he's hot and they're using him, do it. It's just, it's a risk when they're behind Chapman.
Okay. But yeah, that's key pickups, hitters and pitchers. So now we'll move on to watch list quick hook. And Jake, who we got?
Yeah, Luis Reyes, 32.5 fantasy points this week, .324 batting average, 1 home run, 11 RBI, 2 stolen bases.
Hell yeah.
If you don't know who he is second base for
Minnesota,
the Twins. Yeah, and
he's always a very good batting average guy.
First base, second base, third base, outfielder eligibility.
Yeah.
So 158. Number 158 rank in a points league, which is pretty good.
He is usually a guy that people roster because he gets on base, gets stolen bases, and he gets you good defensive points. He's not a guy you pick up for dingers. Yeah,
he's just in a hot week right now. He's had a lot of points this week, so I think it's worth at least a stream, and that's why he's not a grab yet, but he's a watch list.
Yep.
Which is obviously the name of the segment. Next one, though, this one I'm a little more excited about because last year, Tyler Naquin had a 2 to 3 month stretch of just dominance for the Cincinnati Reds. Mm-hmm. And he's had a hot week this week with 23 fantasy points, .265 batting average on the year, 4 home runs, 21 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Rank 143 is only 16% owned. I think it's a great... You see, if he keeps this up for another week, I think he's a great grab for your outfield.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
While he's hot. Josh Rojas, .283 batting average, 3 home runs, 7 RBI. I saw a lot of people were grabbing this guy, and well, now he's day to day, but well, he's up to 25% owned. I just saw he was a hot grab, probably because of that 3 for 5 game where he got 21.5 fantasy points against the Cubs.
I'd say that's probably the one too that makes him a grab. Yeah.
But well, he's a watch list for me. He's not a grab for me.
Yeah, I know.
But this is another guy that has eligibility everywhere: second base, third base, shortstop, outfield.
Yeah.
So you got to check him out.
I actually think everybody's grabbing him because of that 0 for 1 game where he got minus 0.5. I think that's the reason everybody's grabbing him.
Well, he's only up 6%, actually. It's not up as high as I thought. Dude, get fucked. Hunter Green. Listen, this guy... I'm so...
Probably that no-hitter that he did that people are grabbing him, huh?
No, dude. Jesus Christ.
I'm just messing around, sorry.
No, he had another good start, but his ERA is super high. He's just a huge strikeout guy, though, so I'm very on the fence about him. 5.49 ERA, 1.47 whip, 50 strikeouts.
It just sucks because he's got so much talent, but like the rest of the team isn't there. It makes you wonder, how good.
Yeah, but if you're a dominant pitcher, you don't need the rest of the team.
Yeah, but he's also, this is rookie season too, like I think next year's the year to be getting Green. Like, maybe, where he'll be drafted.
He's a watch list quick cook because his past 2 starts are 21 fantasy points. And then
he's got the Cubs. I mean, he's about to have a 10 strikeout game coming up here.
Definite stream against the Cubs on May 26th. Write that down.
Yeah,
jot that down. But yeah, one more good start from him. I think he's a grab, which he will have against the Cubs. So
yeah, that's a stream. I got that one. Jotted down for sure.
Yeah, and then. Well, wait, was Nick Pavetta in your grabs?
He was on my grabs.
No, he's on your surprises.
Surprise, yeah.
Nick Pavetta, 38 fantasy points against Houston, like Zach said. So we already went over his numbers, but 4.22 ERA, 1.15 whip, 41 strikeouts, 19% owned. I think if you see a couple more good starts, you could definitely grab him. I mean, I'm not grabbing him yet. That's why he's on the watch list.
He's about to get rocked by the White Sox coming up here this week, so
gotcha.
I think he's gonna. Yeah. I think the Sox are gonna hit him around. So, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Lorenzen.
This guy is really intriguing.
3.05 ERA, 1.06 WHIP, 29 strikeouts, only 41% owned. He's on the Angels. His last 2 starts have been against Oakland, though, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. I've streamed him earlier in the year where he just kind of did crappy, so I don't know. Maybe he's getting it together. How do you feel about him, Zach?
I like him.
He's just a stream option for the most part.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have put him in streams, but his numbers on the year are just pretty good here, so.
Yeah, and I'm just intrigued. How are his hitting numbers? Is he hitting at all? Because they have him listed as both.
I see that. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't see.
I'm like, geez, the Angels have the 2 guys that can hit and pitch.
Well, there's a guy in Tampa Bay that can do that too.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, there is.
But, yeah, if you're in Yahoo, it's split anyway, so you wouldn't grab Michael Lorenzen, the batter, who's ranked 1202.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I don't think he's hit yet. Faith. He hasn't hit yet on the year.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Heaney, we want to talk about him again because. Well, if you're in Yahoo leagues, you can grab an IR guy and put him right on your IR and not have to drop.
Yeah, that's a really cool feature.
A bench player. But in ESPN, you would have to.
You'd have to drop somebody and then move him to your IR.
Yeah, but either way, he's still, his numbers were really good before the injury. If you can stash a guy, this is a stash. If you think it's worth the move, go look at it. I don't know how many moves you have in your leagues, but if you have 5 or more, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless you're just obsessed with streaming pitchers and maximizing points, but some leagues have starting pitching amount, right? Max amount on the week.
Yeah.
So you have to watch that too. Anyway, next up, Deep League and Stream options. So kind of changed up the segment. It used to be called Watch List, the secondary watch lister, but Yeah, we're gonna go watch list, quick hook, and deep league stream options from now on
I
because
like that. It rolls off the tongue nicely.
just makes more sense.
Yeah,
So if you're in
definitely.
a 12 or deeper league, like this is a great spot
It'll
for
work.
you, or if you just need some streamers. But a lot of these guys are kind of watch lists, but we like them anyway.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Rivera, 34.5 fantasy points this week, 0.255 batting average, 3 home runs, 9 RBI. He's only 1% owned. I just wanted to throw him on the watch list for like if you're in a 4-team or 16-team league, like this could be a grab. Darren Ruff, 34 fantasy points this week, 0.242 batting average, 3 home runs, 16 RBI, 2 stolen bases. I think he's a little more owned.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6% owned, but he's ranked 128 in points leagues. Like, this is good numbers, but it's mostly because of this week he had a lot of points. He boosted himself.
Yeah. I mean, it was really rough for him before that.
Oh my god. First base outfield, though, so yeah, deep league, this could be a grab. Jonathan Villar also had a really good week, 30 fantasy points, 0.260 batting average, 2 home runs, 12 RBI, 3 stolen bases. If you need middle infield in a deep league, go ahead and grab Villar.
You love to see it.
Hot streak. Sivali, dude. Aaron Sivali finally had a decent start. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm all over it. I'm watching it. I'm ready with the add button on Monday, if I can. Because I like him as a bench, as like your last pitcher on a deep pitching squad. I really like it. But he's day to day now. Just be aware.
Yeah.
And the good start was against Detroit. But his next start this week is going to be against Detroit, so at least right now it's lined up to be against Detroit.
Maybe a 12 team you could stream him, but I'm not sold on 10 team. Like we just went over good options for 10.
Well, I mean, I'll stream him against Detroit again if he makes that start. So
yeah, why wouldn't he? Oh, because he's day to day.
He's day to day, so we got just to see if he's going to make that or not.
But his numbers on the year are not good yet, so just deep league watch list guy.
Yeah, but I mean, he got wrecked his first few starts. So, like, if he's starting to put up better numbers, I'm not so much going to look at what he did like a month ago.
He started good and then he did bad for the past.
I don't think he started good at all. I think he's been bad the whole season.
I thought he had a first good start or so.
I don't believe so because
German Marquez.
Anyways,
yeah, he's trash. Stop defending him, dude. German Marquez is kind of the same boat as Aaron Sivali.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, Jake.
Mm-hmm. You pick him up there, dude.
I will.
German Marquez, basically the same boat as ERA is a little lower, but still just rough.
Yeah, like Darren Ruff.
I have him on the watch list all year, though, because I'm hoping that he gets traded to a better pitching park. And then I think he's a great grab. He's in Colorado. He has to be so dominant to just get good home starts out of him,
Yeah. You pick him up on the road, I think.
Yeah. He didn't do great against the Mets, but it was the Mets, so we'll see.
You're gonna stream him against Washington this week, right? I mean, that's perfect time to pick him up and stream him.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Marco Gonzalez finally putting together a few good starts in a row, actually against two really good offenses in the Mets and Toronto. And his ERA on the year, 3.08, 1.5 whip, 24 strikeouts. This has always been just the past couple of years, he's been a great stream option. His next start is against Oakland, May 23rd. So it's almost like a must stream, I think. Wait, is that today? No, it's tomorrow. Yeah, stream him tomorrow, guys, on Monday. I think it's a must stream. Any other thoughts, Zach?
I'm trying to type him in to the search bar, and he's not showing up.
He's on there.
I can't. I type in Marco. Nothing comes up.
Type in his last name.
No players found. Marco Gonzalez.
We just type in one name, last name.
Yeah, I did that. Nothing pops up. So I don't know. So maybe something's wrong with
He's up for me. Yeah. Dejan Walker. We've been talking about him for a bit just because he's on the Mets. He's had some good history. But I don't know. It's a little frustrating. He's got Colorado next, though. 3.52 ERA, 1.22 whip. Only 12 strikeouts. I think he's a great stream, but he's actually playing today. So see how he does today and see, that means he'll be a start next weekend.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
Hey, it could be a stream. AJ Pollock starting to heat up, and I think one of his best years ever was last year, like we've said, and he's on the very hot hitting team in the White Sox, or can be at least. He's brought his average up to .233, 1 home run, 9 RBI, 1 stolen base. This past week, though, he's gotten actually 11.5. He's actually gotten 16 fantasy points last week, so looks like he's starting to put it together.
Yeah, I like it, and they hit him in the 2 spot yesterday. I was surprised to see that, but I mean, maybe that'll get him going, getting some more at bats.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the game in a half hour here.
Yeah, hopefully we're.
I feel like it's going to be intense.
Yeah, hopefully we can catch first pitch.
Yeah, Yusei Kikuchi, Zach, you grabbed him.
I did, and I've been very happy with it.
He looks well. This should have been, guys. We messed up. I messed up. This should have been our top grab pitchers. My bad. Zach grabbed him so long ago. I missed him on the grabs, but I mean, he's up to 56% owned, 30% the last day. He had. It's because he's being streamed today, but
yeah.
25 fantasy points against Seattle in his last start. 14 before that against the Yankees. He's brought his ERA down to 3.38, 1.28 whip, 33 strikeouts.
Still want to see that. I mean, that whip was way inflated from his first couple bad starts, but he's been bringing that steadily down as well. And you like to see the strikeout numbers, 33 and 32 innings. I mean, he's really very quickly brought himself back into you need to pick this guy up, and he can be a good pitcher here.
Yeah, definitely missed this guy. But this is not a watch list. This is a grab.
This is definitely a grab.
Our bad, guys. Yeah, I kept him on the deep league list that we had from last week, and I didn't move him. So
that's okay.
Anyway,
we talk about him now. And
anyway, he was an all-star. Yeah, if people didn't know, he was an all-star last year. Then he had a bad second half.
Yep.
He was kind of like a late draft pick, and then people dropped him after the bad starts. But this is for me, he's probably the number 2 or 3 pickup for pitcher.
I mean, he did great against the Yankees. That's the start that really stands out.
The team behind him, he's a strikeout pitcher. That fact, he's brought all his numbers down. I mean, this is a great pitcher to grab.
Yeah, love to see it.
Yeah, damn. Dane Dunning. We talked about him because of his extremely high strikeouts. Against the Angels, 14 fantasy points. That's pretty dang good. And he plays the Angels again in 2 days.
Yeah.
So 3.92 ERA, 1.21 whip, 43 strikeouts. This is definitely a stream guy. It's never... Well, for now, he's not a guy that it's like a must grab or hold, but he's going to get you, looks like, positive fantasy points even when he's playing good teams.
I would be hesitant to start him a second time in a row against LA, especially at LA. I would probably keep him until see how he does for that start before I would grab him. But
pussy.
I just, I'm always hesitant, even with great pitchers. Pitching against the same team twice in a row, a good team twice in a row, is just always something that I'm like, I don't know.
This is why no one will remember your name.
Wow, it all makes sense. It all makes sense to me now. Thank you for that, Jake. I needed that.
Troy? No, the Troy quote? Brad Pitt?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Congrats. Dude, I need to rewatch that.
Yeah, I miss Eric Bana. He hasn't been in enough movies lately.
Yeah, dude, let's get into trade target or buy low, sell highs.
Yeah, let's do it, bro. I'm all in.
So, looks like you're buying low on Matt Chapman. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. That's why he's in the buy low section.
But tell me why you put him there.
So, I think you should be buying low on Matt Chapman because I have him and I like him and he's a very, very good player. No, but
that made it sound like you want somebody to buy low so you can get him off your roster.
No.
Oh my god.
What are you talking about? No, but
well, I tried to with you a couple weeks ago and you said nay.
Yeah, just because I need something at third base, man, because I got 2 guys kind of starting slow in Donaldson and Chapman, and I thought that was going to be my big brain third base for this season.
Yeah, well, so did we talked about in our draft as a sleeper.
Yeah, but Unlike last year, there's a lot of like underlying stats that show that say that he's should be doing better than he has been.
Mm-hmm.
He has not been terrible by any means. He just hasn't hit the dingers yet, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's kind of a power guy.
And he's a power guy, exactly. That's what he is. But he's showing signs of breaking out. He's starting slow, but I think he's going to finish in the top 15, top 10. I think maybe top 10 third base. So this is a chance to still get this guy right now.
You can get him for cheap right now.
Yeah, you can get him. Yeah, for sure.
Really bad batting average, .191.
I mean, I didn't know it was that bad.
That's fine though, because this is right where like Trevor Story was before his big game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he's right at that cusp.
Right.
He's still got 6 home runs, 16 RBI. You have 1 or 2 good games. Your RBI is almost, I mean, just like Trevor Story, almost 30.
Yeah,
I think he's right there. He's right behind. He might be on the Trevor Story timeline. We
got to hope for the Matt Chapman week coming up here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
And then also buy low, Charlie Blackman. Similar to Matt Chapman, starting slow, but has respectable stats thus far, plays at Coors Field. Yep. I think this is a guy that's going to put up some numbers. He's going to run into like a hot streak. So, I mean, if you believe, you can, I think you can get this guy for cheap, similar to Chapman. You can get either one of those two for probably not much. So.
Yeah, they're both older. Blackman's definitely older than Chapman, though.
Oh, yeah, he's way older than Chapman. Blackman's in his mid-30s.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a pretty dang good outfielder for the bottom of your outfield, I guess you could probably get Blackman for cheap. He's also being dropped. He's down 3%. So, yeah, I think it's a great buy low option.
Yeah, I agree. And then Seiya Suzuki. The league right now has definitely adjusted to him, and he needs to adjust back. This is something that usually happens with a lot of rookies. As the summer moves along, I believe he's going to find his stride, and I think he's going to start doing good again. Now is definitely your chance to get him, because if he puts up like a couple of really good weeks like he did at the beginning of the season, people aren't going to want to get rid of this guy. So
that's why I put him on here, because he's actually down 2%, so people have dropped him.
Yeah, people are dropping him. I'd pick him up and I would hold through, because I believe he's going to be breaking out here over the summer.
Yeah, just for context, .246 batting average, 4 home runs, 19 RBI, 1 stolen base. I think this is the perfect buy low, like, breakout guy. The first two guys might not have the potential Suzuki does. Suzuki's going to cost a little more, I think, but totally worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because he was first month of the year, he was a top 10 batter.
Yeah.
He's fallen to 147, I think.
He definitely gave you a glimpse of what he could be in the future, for sure.
And you're not trading for him to be top 10 again. I doubt that'll happen, but you're trading for him to break the top 100 again.
Yeah.
Which is just, make sure your expectations are in check.
Yeah.
But he's still a great trade for.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it would take, though. What would it take?
Oh, for Seiya?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
depending on what the team needed, probably just throw a pitcher at him. That's usually where I start with things. Maybe give him a pitcher, give him a decent pitcher and another outfielder, so they can fill that outfield spot that they'll be losing, like a low out. Maybe Blackman, throw him in.
Yeah.
I would do that in a second. A pitcher and Blackman, maybe Paul Blackburn and Charlie Blackman. Give him a couple. Yeah.
I'm so glad you didn't say anything you shouldn't have said, bro.
What are you talking about? What would you be? What would you?
Nothing, dude.
What could I have said there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Robbie Ray.
Let me just tap dance around that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on here, got a couple of pitchers to talk about. Robbie.
What, dude?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Robbie Ray.
Robbie Ray. Consummate professional.
Very bad start to the year.
After a slow start, he seems to be coming into his own here. 58 Ks in 54 innings, a 4 ERA, and a 1.2 WHIP.
Yeah, 4.77 ERA. I think he's ranked 115 in pitchers. He was a top 10 last year in points leagues. I think it's going to cost something, but man, if you threw Martin Perez and a pretty good hitter, Adam, maybe they would take it. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, and I would hope that they would take that because Robbie Ray hasn't been like amazing thus far, but he's a strikeout guy, and then if like you have a really strong pitching staff and you're going to add Robbie Ray to it, and he'll be one of your lower level pitchers at this point. I mean, why not? I mean, he's a strikeout guy. He can that is capable of putting up good points. So why not? I mean, he's shown over his last few starts that he's starting to put some things together. He's getting some velocity back on that fastball, which is a good sign. So, and I don't think you should worry so much about the high ERA. He's on a bad team, so you know maybe they don't field as well as they did in Toronto. So that adds to the ERA being a little higher. But I would be more looking at the whip.
You mean
because
in Seattle?
That would tell you that he's walking a lot, and the whip is still decent. And I would be looking at the strikeouts, which are good. So that tells me that he's still a guy that I would want to try and get. I wouldn't so much look at the ERA just because he's on that bad team. So.
Yeah, and the team has a lot of talent. Like it's a development year, and I think they're definitely gonna have a better second half.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of potential stars there and they brought up a lot of guys. It's just they're figuring it out. And so is Robbie Ray on a new team. Like we said, adjustments. I wanted to go over this guy, Max Scherzer. I like to trade for guys like this when they get put on the injured list for like 6 to 8 weeks, 2 months. Some owners hit the panic mode button, and they might take a low ball offer for an injured guy that you can hold. Maybe they don't have the IL spots.
Mm-hmm.
So you try to go get yourself an ace level guy when he returns. It's a great. It's just a win. If you have a decent record, you can still win.
Yeah,
even holding Scherzer. I like to trade for guys like this. I mean, what's another example that you could trade for? Jack Flaherty. I mean, hasn't come back yet, but he's the ace of the Cardinals. Another example. But Scherzer being 39 and 4 of his long-term IL stints have been in the past 3 years, I think. 4 of his 6. I think it's a great time to go grab him. I mean, yes, you have injury concern, but it looks like this will be his IL stint for the year,
Yeah.
That's what you hope. And that's what you're trading for. I bet you could, if you offered Martin Perez straight up, would they take it? I don't know. Might take a little more. Might take a little more than that, but
probably would take a little more than that. Yeah.
Martin Perez and then like a nice floor pitcher would maybe do it. Because we are talking 2 months here that he'll be out. What do you think?
Agree.
Okay. Yeah, doesn't mean they will trade him, but
I mean, it's gonna. This is the one that's gonna cost you by far the most of these other 4. I mean, you're still, even though he's hurt for 6 to 8 weeks, you're still gonna have to give up a decent amount to get Scherzer. Somebody's not just gonna give him up. So.
Yeah, but you can actually get him when he was healthy. You couldn't get him at all.
True.
So this is your chance if you want him.
Yeah.
Sell highs. Let's break into it.
Yeah, sell high.
You want to take your boy here?
Yeah, Paul Blackburn. 1.9 ERA, really good, especially on a team that everybody thought was going to be bad. A .99 whip. You love to see it. Looking like a great floor pitcher. See if you can move him for a more proven pitcher or hitter. Because this is kind of Blackburn's breakout season. So see if you can move him for a more proven guy. Like maybe you can trade him for Robbie Ray. Maybe you can trade him for Scherzer. Maybe you can trade him for Suzuki. Maybe you can trade him for Charlie Blackman. Maybe you can trade him for Matt Chapman. Guys like that.
Yeah, totally agree. I think, and he's proven himself long enough now that he does have some value.
And he's putting up positive points against good teams, and he's dominating bad teams. The guy hasn't put up a negative in any start this season yet.
Got Seattle next, couple days.
Yeah.
Definite. Well, no, he's owned most likely, but he's only says 73. So if somehow he's available, grab him. But
definitely, yeah,
definitely sell high. Definitely,
yeah, sell high, sell high, sell high. So, Jake, would you sell high on Trevor Story?
I wanted to ask you that.
Okay. I would. I would
Okay.
be offering him to Zach's team right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's just the question is whenever there's a breakout performance like this for the year, you want to question. You have to question: can he maintain a rank 59? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Then
I think he can because
it's how high or not.
I think he can because because I don't think honestly if I had Trevor Story I'd be wanting to keep him.
Yeah.
This is around where people thought he would be within the top 100, almost in the top 50. I think that's kind of where people thought in their preseason rankings he would be. So I think he got himself there, and I think he's going to maintain it now.
But if you could get a top 30 guy, you know what I mean?
Well,
you're trading high. You're trading high on his performance.
See if you can get a sucker, huh?
Not necessarily a sucker, but if they just, you'd probably be going for like a buy
would you
low, like top tier hitter.
Would you trade Story for Lindor?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the kind of thing we're talking about here then.
But Lindor isn't he a top 10 hitter on the year?
I don't know. I think he's fallen.
He's doing
a little
really
bit
good
over the last week. His numbers, he had like a bad.
No,
week,
he's ranked 29. Okay,
so that's like exactly what you're talking about. Trade for somebody in the top 30.
Yeah, I think Lindor's better than Story, but I could be wrong. I don't
You
know.
could try. I mean, maybe somebody will be like, "Ooh, Story."
It's just for a guy. So if anyone is in my situation, I actually have a lot of shortstops, so I could afford to trade Story for like some kind of top tier first base, like home, power hitter.
Yeah.
Story's not a power hitter. I literally have Trevor Story, Bogarts, Wander Franco, like at shortstop. I don't need 3 shortstops.
Right. That's crazy.
So I don't know what I could actually get. If I got a good offer, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to question it, because he was bad until this week. Like, he was very bad.
And this next one, I'm 100% behind. Sell high on Martin Perez in his current stretch. I think you could actually get something for him. Two great weeks in a row. He's in the top 100 easily right now. Yeah.
Or ranked 44.
Screams sell high for me.
Yeah,
he's not going to maintain that, no way. But I think a lot of people would think that too, though. So I don't know exactly what he could get you. But
his next start is Oakland, though. He puts his numbers up even higher. And if they see the last 3 starts were Oakland, Houston, Boston, and he dominated all good teams and bad, I think I could get even more. Like, I think May 26th, so in 4 days, keep him for that and then try to trade him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's only up to 52%. I know that shouldn't matter, but some people take that seriously. So once he's above like 70 or 80, I could probably get even more. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, the way you laid that out, I mean, I agree.
Okay,
definitely. I mean, but that's assuming that situation does happen, that maybe you could get even more. But I'd be trying to trade him right now, coming off 2 great weeks.
It's against two good ass teams.
Yeah. So you just never know any day with Perez, because he can go out there even against a bad team and put up a dud, and then all of a sudden,
true. I'm gonna field it.
I mean, I would, if I were you, Jake, I'd be doing it like today, sending some offers.
Yeah, right after the episode, I'll do it.
Yeah. I just sent over an offer to Bree for Suzuki.
Oh dang! Well, good luck with that. She's a Cubs fan.
Yeah, I know, but I offered her Blackman. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Craig Kimbrough, I wanted to talk about him. 9 saves, looking great for the Dodgers. I think you sell high because we've seen him blow up before. He's older. I don't
they
think
they have Blake Trinan on the team too, who was a great closer over his career. Just they like him in the setup role lately.
But if Kimbrough blows up,
yeah, I mean they got a guy waiting in the weeds. It's the Dodgers. They'll figure it out.
If you drafted Kimbrough at the end of your draft because you didn't have a reliever yet or whatever, this is where you could actually get something.
Yeah.
And last week we talked about the White Sox closer is a buy low.
Yeah.
So you included Kimbrough in, like, if you had Perez or at least another decent player, obviously, because it is Liam Hendricks.
Mm-hmm.
but maybe you could do it, which would better your closing, and you'd get, I don't know, it would just better you overall.
Yeah, definitely. I'm all in on that one. If I had Kimbrough, I would field the offers and see what I could get for him for sure. Because I don't buy him lasting a whole season, even holding up a whole season.
Agree.
You know, so
yeah,
yeah.
well, that'll do it.
So yeah, that'll do her.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes, thank you all so much for listening. Just remember, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and, like and comment as well. Do all that. That would really help us out. That would be so awesome. And also, while you're at it, go follow us on our social media. We have Facebook, facebook.com/Garden of Sports Podcast. We have Instagram, instagram.com/Garden of Sports. And we have Twitter, twitter.com/GOSPod 2021. And our website is going to be up soon. Be on the lookout for that. I can't wait for you all to see it. It's going to look so awesome. And you're going to be able to listen to all of our backlogged episodes. And we're going to be on Spotify at that point as well. So you'll be able to listen to us on not only YouTube, but Spotify as well. And yeah, I'm just very excited for the future of this, just to see how just it keeps rolling along and building up more of a following. And all you guys that were here from the beginning, we're gonna go places. We're gonna be out there.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep giving. We're just talking sports like we talk every day about fantasy because we just love fantasy sports, and trying to give the advice that we've learned over almost a 10-year stretch now of playing fantasy. Yeah,
we're taking it to the streets. We're men of the people. That's for sure.
Oh my God.
But again, thanks everyone, and we'll catch you next week with another episode.
Thanks everyone. See ya.